Alright guys, let's look at 10 stocks that we can find opportunities on to swing trade or even day trade. Let's get an idea. Alright, first off we got Reddit. You can see we're in a downtrend, we're bouncing, making higher highs, higher lows. So now we're at a roadblock. We're just chopping its range, which is very playable for day trades. But let's look for some swing trade opportunities. So we can see that we are now at support after making a double top and then chopping and then coming right back down to support. We got two levels, 108 and 100, 102. 3, my bad. We can try finding any long opportunities between these two levels. Break 103, I wouldn't be interested anymore. Actually, I lied. I'd be interested off a bounce off 97, but I wouldn't. I'd be watching it very cautiously, because that would mean we're breaking the higher low. Anyways, so I want to see a bounce off those two levels up to 140 and 142, and we can see if we can get higher and maybe clear out some levels. Just push. Next, let's look at Costco. Okay. On Costco, we can see we have highs up here. We have this previous support around this area, which we are actually rejecting off twice actually. So double top, and we're dropping. We can see if we can drop to these levels, and if we fade them, we can see if we'll hold. Even if we take out these levels too, we still have a lot of support. Last level being 983 for me, and then after that I want to see downside. Or you can still play downside off these rejections, because one from this level all the way down to this level, very playable. But if we do break this level and we reclaim and we hold, we can see a push back up to this. Okay, let's look at what is this? Celsius. Okay. On Celsius, what we have here, we're at highs. Okay, we're at highs. All we see is some rejection. Well, we are holding this high. We are holding, but we haven't closed above. As we can see, we are holding under this level, but we are waking above, making new levels. We're holding under this high, and we are bouncing off 38. Yeah, 38.4. We are bouncing off 38.4. We have to see what side it breaks out to. If we can hold this range, then we can see higher. If we break below, then we can dump back to 34 and 31, 32 area. Okay, let's look at PLTR. PLTR, we're at highs, as you can see. Rejection, we could play that rejection to the downside, didn't. So now it was just a pullback, and now we're having recovery. And we closed above this previous resistance that we rejected off of right here. But when we rejected, we had this big candle. This candle left a big wick, which is now new resistance level. And as we can see, we are rejecting that wick. But we're also holding above previous resistance, which is now support, which is supporting price. So now we want to see a hold of this level and push above, closing above 133 and 130, giving us some indication that we're going to continue up. Next stock, let's look at Apple. All right. Am I tripping? Yeah, let's look at Apple. Apple, we're all rejecting. Like every stock, it's okay. So Apple, we double topped, not double. We're just at resistance, and we're experiencing a bit of pullback. We are actually we're through 208, which is previous support, but we can update our levels to keep them more fresh. So this will be support now. So you can see a test of 206.5, and we fade that. We can get 205 and then see lower to 193. or 200, because those wicks are very. These wicks can actually support and resist. Instead of just using candle bodies. Okay, so next let's look at let's look at Netflix. Or did we already look at Netflix? Okay, let's look at Tesla. On Tesla, we can see we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend right here. We're bouncing, we're having recovery, and now we're double topped at this resistance level, 350. So we can see we are being supported by this wick, which is 334. So we can see it will break out and hold, or hold this level, this zone, and we can see if we can push higher and continue this uptrend. Or we can see if we fade and we take out these levels and we can continue down, targeting lower. Coin, coin also recovering. We're all recovering, but coin, you can see we're at support, which is 240, and we're bouncing off. We closed above previous support, which is resistance now, and we're experiencing a bit of pullback. All we need to see now is if we can hold this level and we can push higher, because we had that gap fill at 2.6. I forgot, 261, I think. So we gotta see if we can push higher up to the 310s, and first target will be 284, because this whole area has a bunch of noise, so you can see rejection in any part of this, in any of the space. Meta pulling back to a support level actually, which would be this, which is 234. I mean, 634, and the next one would be 628. So I mean, looks like we could get continuation, open lower, or if we can bounce, I'd like to see a whole bounce, which is playable, and then a retest of 664, and then push up to play calls. For puts, just open low. The video, we can see we're also rejecting on this, and we're pulling back to a support zone, which could potentially put us back up. We take out that zone, we have another support at 129, and then after that, 123. So a lot of support here. So if we do have continuation and close below these, then that's a sign that maybe we should play puts. 1 second. 5. Alright, yeah, on SPY, we're at resistance, but we've been taking out all the resistance levels. You gotta see if we just push up to back to these highs, or we reject and go back lower. It's all just fake. So that was my analysis. That's what I'm seeing on these stocks, and that'll be it. Have a good night.